Hi guys, welcome back to Bunnybrook Designs. So we're going to be doing a designing video with the bargain bead box, using up the falling leaves. I'm going to show you a couple pieces I did off camera. So I made this one. I just started playing with it the other day while I was waiting to go out. And I just kind of threw this one together real quick, didn't do it on camera. I will do a more extensive overview of this one in the showcase. And then I made a pair of earrings, and a bracelet. And actually, I wore these out last night and got a lot of compliments on the one that we did in the previous video. This one, if you remember, I got a lot of compliments on this. So today I thought we would do a designing, because I've been kind of playing with some designs here. And I think I like this. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do the beads up here. This here, I was thinking of a second necklace, but I wanted to use these copper leaves, and I'm still debating whether I want to just do 3 little leaves and have it hanging, or put this as a focal with this kind of hanging up off of it. So we're going to play a little bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to grab a larger jump ring here. Not super large, but I just want to see how that leaf will hang off of this, and see if I like it. Because if it doesn't look great, then I'm going to want to adjust the design. So actually I do kind of like that. It's a layered look and they dangle independently. So I think I will do that. Now the other one, I know these are pendants and I know a lot of people are making earrings out of them. The other one, as you can see here, it's got a white part on it. See if I can get that in focus for you. Is my camera gonna focus? It's not gonna focus. Of course not. Let's see if we do that. Anyways, I've got some super glue in there trying to hold it in, but it came out and the top part turned white. So I don't know if that's going to be usable. But at any rate, we do have the one that is really good. So I am going to go with that, I think. I need to put jump rings on those as well. I'm going to use some bigger ones here. I'm going to dig out a couple bigger ones, just so they've got some room to dangle between the beads. And I haven't decided exactly where between the beads I want to put these. Ooh. I just know I want to make a focal with it, and I just lost my jump ring. Where'd it go? I heard it hit. There it is. So yeah, so last night I went out with some friends and we went to a German restaurant. It's actually a German pub here in Columbus, Ohio, and listened to someone play German music and, you know, had a good time. The Black Forest cake was fabulous. Not usually a big fan of cherries, but that cake was really good. All right. Okay. So now we've got jump rings on all of those. So I am going to take And I don't know if I don't have any out, so I'm going to get some beetle on. Just a span of it. Here, I don't usually measure. Like I said, I save all my scraps if they're longer than a certain length, and I use those for bracelets, earrings. So, for example, this piece right here is about probably 6 inches long. I could use that for making an earring or two, little spots for, you know, like we did on that one pendant where there was only a few beads. All right, so I'm still concerned that that jump ring isn't quite closed like I'd like. I'm going to get, if I can find them, my other pliers, my bent nose. And I am just going to try to shape this. Woo! Without breaking everything. So that there is no gaps in between whatsoever. So all I'm doing is just wiggling it back and forth until I feel some friction. Unfortunately, this jump ring is not quite round. So I'm trying to make it more round. There. That's nice and closed, perfectly round. That should hold nicely on my beetle on. So then I'm going to string this through there. So this is also with this leaf, because I know this is a silver end. That's going to cover up the silver end so it doesn't show when you're wearing it. I'm going to put on my 2 big beads here, one on either side of this. And so, I know it's off camera here, sorry about that, guys. So it's going to dangle. Oh, if I can get it to not flip. It's going to dangle like that. So now I don't know if I want to put this bead, which I know I have to fix those jump rings a little more too, there, or if I want to put a bead, because that is just... And see, I'm not liking how that's hanging. Oops, let me turn it around here. Just because as it's hanging in there, it is, well, maybe once we get another bead on. Let's try another bead and see what it looks like. I think I like it with on the other side of the green. So it's like that. Maybe. I don't know if I like that. So I'm going to take that off. And so this is the part of designing that everybody goes through. I'm sure you go through it too. You do something, you think it's going to look good, or it doesn't look quite like what you had in your head. I do like that. Although, see, the problem with that is I think it's because it's pushing up against that leaf. So we need to put some more jump rings on that. Just because I think that's what it needs. I'm wondering if they all need extra jump rings. So I'm going to dig out a few more, because in order to get it to lay correctly, we need to add 2 jump rings, and I'll explain why here in a minute. So when you're putting these on the jump ring, let me close this guy up. When you're putting on the jump rings and it's laying down, you don't want your ring to be the circle facing up. You want it to be facing on the side like this one, so that when you put your wire through, I know that may seem obvious to some people, but I have seen a few people, when they make their earrings, they do that too, where the earrings hang to the side instead of forward because they didn't put enough jump rings on. All right, let's try that. And just see, I need to close that a little better. All right. Now let's see if having that on through that hangs better. Because if it does, then I can just do that with the other 2. Yeah, see, that hangs much better. Yep, it hangs much better. All right, so that means we need to put at least 2 more jump rings on this guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some smaller jump rings on these, because I do want this guy to be shorter than the centerpiece. And sorry about the noise in the background. That's my girl Velvet, who needs a cookie. Hi, honey. Do you need a cookie? Do you need a cookie? There you go. There you go. So, again, she's hanging out with me in my office. My craft room. She really enjoys being in here with me. And I'm going to set this guy. I'm just going to put the 2 jump rings now that I know I'm doing 2. And I'm just going to close this guy up. Maybe. And there we go. Make sure that guy's good. So there's 1. And right now I have a mess in my beading area because I've been doing a lot of jewelry and I haven't cleaned up. I tend to take a day and just reorganize everything. Just because sometimes I'll get ideas just from stuff just laying here. And then I'll just randomly throw stuff together real quick. And not necessarily on camera, unfortunately. All right, now let's see what this looks like. And so what I'm doing is I'm just making sure I'm going through the right way. And that guy. And I got it backwards. And see, it happens. Maybe that way. Yes. All right. Now I'm going to get the other side on just to make sure I have it in the right direction. And I don't. But I do also need to fix that jump ring. So we're going to do that real quick before we try to put this back on. There. And it needs to go facing this way. The only thing you have to be careful with is when your beads have a front and a back, you have to make sure that when you lay them down, let me flip this around here, that they all lay like that, facing the right direction. So now all I have to do is continue stringing, and I'm going to do a couple and then see how it looks, because I knew this part I liked. I just didn't know the rest of these beads. I'm not quite sure what I want to do, so we can kind of design together and see what it looks like. And I do like that. I do like this part. Now, trying to figure out what I want to incorporate. I was thinking possibly doing this, and this for beads. And see, now I'm laying that there now that it's on, and I'm not sure I like that. I like the darker section here, but doing that just didn't look right, so we need to come up with a new design. All right, guys. Let's see. I love that. I really love that. Now I need to figure out, do I want to put that there, that there, or do we want, and I know those are flipped around, that's fine, it's backwards, but it doesn't really matter. I think if we did that, that would separate our section, and then we need to come up with a new design here. So I'm wondering if we need to do something like that. Something like that. Maybe like that. All right, let's give that a try. We'll string it onto this side, because it really doesn't matter which side it goes on, because we're going to have to do mirror images. And sorry about the noise in the background. Bunny is deciding she's having a good time playing. I do want to incorporate some of those white leaves somewhere. I just don't know where yet. All right, do I like that? I do like that. So that's what it's going to look like so far. I'm going to change clips, do the other side, so that we're mirroring, just so I know that I have enough beads and everything's symmetrical. The one thing you have to be careful with when you're designing on the fly, and I've had this happen before, when you get to a point and you suddenly realize I don't have enough beads, and you have to take and rethink your entire design. So when you're doing, always design from the center and then design your way out. And then that way, if you do end up running out of beads, then at least it's even, and then you can fill in with whatever else. I like that. Now, I wonder if we did this and that and that and nope, don't like that. Let's try a section of 2. Do we like that? I don't think I like that. I like this. So let's see. We may not put any of these leaves in this. That. And then one of those. I do like that. I do like that a lot. Okay, and one of those. All right, so I think we have our pattern. I am going to continue. I'm going to pause you guys. I'm going to continue beading until I think this is long enough or I run out of beads, and I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. So I've strung up all the beads. I have not crimped anything yet, but I ended up doing basically 6 sets of this. I absolutely love this necklace. Another one that I want to keep. Of course, everything I do, I want to keep. And then if I did that, I'd have basically I'd have a piece of jewelry for each day of the year. All right, so Bunny is taken care of. She is so spoiled. All right, we are going to put a toggle clasp on this. I think I am just going to bead, or I'm going to crimp right to the toggle clasps. I think it's fine. I think these beads are small enough that they'll fit through the clasp. And then this way I don't have to worry about failure points of jump rings. And then I don't have too many more beads left. I may make some bracelets with the rest and some earrings, because I've made 3 necklaces, 1 bracelet, 1 pair of earrings, and I usually like to have a fair amount of each, if I can, from each box. Because some people will want a necklace, some people will want some earrings. Some people like bracelets. And then I also like to do some sets too. So if I can do a set of jewelry. And with this amount of wire left, I'll have enough on this to definitely do either another necklace or another, at least a bracelet. Oh, and sorry, I just bumped the camera. All right. I really love the rose gold. That and copper, rose gold and copper, and especially with this adventuring green. Oops. And I'm just trying to get the crimp bead over the end there. Come on, really? There we go. And I have bunnies everywhere. Velvet's going to be in need of dental surgery here relatively quickly. She's got a couple teeth that need to be filed down because they're growing, they're misshapen, and so it can cause problems down the road for her. So we need to have her teeth ground down, which requires anesthesia. So we'll probably be getting that done here in November time frame. So I'm just trying to tighten this up and make sure there is no big gaps, but yet they're not so tight that they're pinched off. You know, they can move around a little bit, and when I think I've got it the way I need it, with a little space but not a major amount, I'm just going to crimp and clip, and then we can take a look at it. There we go. And I can put this on the mannequin and kind of tilt the mannequin and show you what it looks like here. Oops, if I didn't have it backwards. Backwards again. Come on. There we go. All right, so this is what it's going to look like when it lays on the mannequin. Let me just pull it up a little bit. So that's what it looks like. I absolutely love this one. I'm going to polish these beads because they've got my fingerprints on them, and I think just a little bit of polish will have them looking nice. I like the way this leaf just kind of hangs whichever way it wants to on that. It makes a nice focal. And I love the colors. So, yeah, so we designed together and changed the design several times, but that happens in beading. And I really like that one. So, all right. So I guess in the next one, I'm going to kind of stop it here because we've been going for quite a while. I'm going to finish up using these beads in the next one, and we'll use these. I was playing the other day with adding a bunch of jump rings on to see if I can make some earrings, but we'll use these in the next one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.